Star Trek officially names its most important character, and it's not Kirk or Picard. After nearly 6 decades of warp drives, Klingons, and philosophical debates about humanity's future, Star Trek has finally answered one of its most enduring questions: who is truly the most important character in the franchise? Surprisingly, it's not Captain James T. Kirk, the swashbuckling pioneer of the original series, nor is it Jean-Luc Picard, the stoic philosopher king of the next generation. In a recent in-universe declaration that shocked fans and canon watchers alike, Star Trek officially named its most vital character, and it's none other than Spock. Yes, Spock, the half-human, half-Vulcan science officer who has appeared in more eras, storylines, and timelines than any other character in the franchise. While he's long been a fan favorite and an icon of science fiction itself, the franchise's recent shows and expanded canon have cemented him as the thematic and narrative heart of Star Trek. This designation isn't just honorary, it reflects how Star Trek views itself and its core message across decades of storytelling. A character across time. Spock's presence in Star Trek spans generations. He was there in the original 1960s series, played with unforgettable gravitas by Leonard Nimoy. He carried over into the animated series, the original series films, and even appeared in The Next Generation, offering a bridge, both literal and metaphorical, between two legendary crews. Then came the 2009 Star Trek reboot by J.J. Abrams, which brought Nimoy back as Spock Prime, launching an entirely new timeline. Even more recently, Ethan Peck has portrayed a younger Spock in Star Trek Discovery and Strange New Worlds, offering fans a new take on the character while remaining faithful to his complex legacy. There's no other Star Trek character who has spanned so many eras, been portrayed by multiple actors across mediums, and continued to evolve without losing his essence. In naming Spock its most important character, Star Trek isn't just recognizing popularity, it's acknowledging narrative longevity and thematic depth. The perfect embodiment of Star Trek's themes. Spock's importance goes far beyond his presence in multiple series. He embodies the core themes of Star Trek better than anyone else. Struggling between logic and emotion, science and faith, individuality and society, Spock represents the ongoing tension between who we are and who we strive to be. Where Kirk is bold action and Picard is measured wisdom, Spock is the internal struggle of identity. His dual heritage, human and Vulcan, mirrors the conflicts of many viewers, mixed cultures, dual loyalties, and the challenge of living up to contradictory expectations. For countless fans, especially those from multicultural or marginalized backgrounds, Spock has always been the character who gets it. It's this very duality that allows Spock to serve as both a lens and a mirror for humanity. He questions, he doubts, and he learns precisely what Star Trek encourages of its audience. In-universe recognition. In a recent Strange New Worlds episode, Starfleet historians on Earth, preparing a documentary about Starfleet's most pivotal figures, openly debate Spock's role in shaping galactic diplomacy, Federation science, and even time travel protocols. A Starfleet admiral makes a statement that has rippled across the fandom. Spock is the thread that connects every era of Starfleet. If the Federation has a soul, it's shaped like a Vulcan ear. It was meant to be cheeky, perhaps even poetic, but the implication was clear. Star Trek is not just about captains, it's about those who anchor them. For Kirk, Spock was the conscience. For Pike, he is the anchor. For Michael Burnham, he is the brother and benchmark. And for Picard's generation, he was the legacy. Why not Kirk or Picard? Kirk and Picard remain titanic figures in Star Trek, and no ranking of importance would ever diminish their impact. Kirk brought swagger and boldness to science fiction captains, while Picard brought introspection and diplomacy. Each redefined what leadership in the future could look like. But Kirk's story, as sweeping as it is, centers largely on his own era. Picard's importance, though stretched into Picard Season 3, is largely tied to TNG and its moral dilemmas. Spock, on the other hand, transcends format, tone, and generation. Where Kirk represented humanity's ambition and Picard its wisdom, Spock represents its potential. The internal conflict of logic versus emotion is a timeless human condition. Every generation wrestles with it anew, and every generation gets a Spock to guide them through it. A character built to last. Spock's design, both in universe and from a narrative standpoint, is built for longevity. His Vulcan lifespan makes his extended presence plausible. His personality, caught between extremes, allows him to evolve without losing integrity. And unlike most main characters, Spock isn't defined by rank or command. He's defined by questions. That makes him eternally relevant. Even in death, Spock matters. His passing in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, was one of the most emotional moments in science fiction cinema. His resurrection in Star Trek III felt like a necessary correction to the universe. And when he passed once more in the Prime timeline, off-screen but honored in Discovery, it was treated with quiet reverence. Not just a character's death, but the closing of an era. The living legacy. As Star Trek continues to expand with new shows, timelines, and formats, Spock remains a touchstone. In Strange New Worlds, Ethan Peck's performance shows how the character still has stories to tell. Not as an echo of Nimoy, but as a living, breathing figure with room to grow. The choice to officially name Spock the most important character is not just a nod to history, it's a commitment to the franchise's future. Spock isn't just the past. He's the blueprint for what Star Trek characters can be: complex, conflicted, curious, and ultimately hopeful. So no, it's not Kirk or Picard. It's Spock, the one who listens, who learns, and who always chooses the path of logic guided by heart. He may not be the captain, but in every timeline, in every incarnation, Spock is the soul of Star Trek.